That was weak sauce. But hello, this is your co-host Jordan speaking. This is the Too Many Words podcast. I don't open this very often, and I messed everything up. But it's okay.
What do you mean you messed everything up? I mean, it's episode 21. I am your other co-host, Isaac William Joseph.
As you can see, I'm sitting in the comfy chair for some reason. I still don't know why.
Yeah. As of release, the date is...
We haven't done that in a minute. It's Friday, December 30th. It's 9:40 p.m.
Yes, but as of release date, it's going to be... Oh, frick.
That's
the
Earth
14th of January. Wild. But anyways, Jordan...
Will it be the 14th?
Yeah. Yeah, it will be.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it will be. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Any podcast news, brother? Season 3.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, yeah, we're in season 3.
We're in season 3.
That's wild. That's really wild.
It is weird.
Wow. It's been a long time. We've been doing this for a long time now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's been 2 days since the last time we recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
3.
So we've it hasn't been exactly what this is 21, right? It hasn't been exactly 21 weeks. It's actually been 19 weeks, I think.
This is the second time that we are doing a double in 1 week to catch up with rescheduling. Because as Jordan just said, it is a Friday. We are going into the new schedule for recording in 2023 because of me having school, and me having school, we have to work best with who wants to sacrifice what, because we always record late. We always can record late. Nobody wants to record in the morning, so we record late. And with that, we have to see what kind of bullcrap do we have to be tired for the next day. Because there have been definitely episodes where we get done recording at midnight, just because of, I don't know, so many miscellaneous things. But yeah, this is the first double. So not only will episodes be done in advance, but it will be done 15 days in advance. Weird. So yeah. Still 2 episodes behind for like any real time reactions that anybody wants to do, like following on Instagram, or I don't know, now Patreon shout outs.
Yes, Patreon.
Yeah.
Still technically not launched. It'll be launched by tomorrow.
That's definitely podcasting.
Yeah. So I was supposed to finish that yesterday. I completely forgot. I spent my entire day here with Isaac and his sister. That was something. Yeah, so that'll be launched very soon. Exclusive content. You don't get much content for the entry one, which is, again, $3 a month. But as soon as you get to the next one, which I think is 5, if I remember correctly, it's either 5 or 6. You get a whole bunch of stuff, and then you get even more stuff as it goes up.
So what I'm thinking is we get the boys on the sports podcast involved in this.
We can do that.
I want to do a versus series where I have those boys and Mason and I sometimes, because like Mason's probably just gonna be a pseudo friend that never leaves kind of thing, because he definitely doesn't work for us, but like he's probably just gonna be one of those guys that, since he's our friend, Eli's been on 2 episodes now. Granted, he's now been hired for one of those, but like he's obviously around just like any of our other friends.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we can record a versus series for Patreon. I don't know what level you want that to be at.
Explain that to me. What would this versus series be?
Well, since this is the sports co-hosts, you're invited. I can encourage them to record playing Madden games or playing NBA games.
That would
NHL
be neat.
Games, or Rocket League games, and then we can have like a real time, all-time record in between friends. And I think that would be fun. I think that would be
that
really
would
fun.
be kind of neat, actually, because that'll tie in like another one of our hobbies and likes video games. Yeah,
That's a whole different thing that we hardly ever tap on.
Yeah, I like that idea actually. I like that a lot.
Such gamers.
Yeah. No, that'll definitely come then. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I'll
actually.
talk to the boys about that.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess that's really it for the Patreon stuff. Is like,
hey,
check us out.
What's the Patreon name?
I think it's Scald Stone.
Really?
But it might actually be too many words. I don't remember. It's been a minute since I looked at it.
We can make it Scaldstone. A part of me has been wanting to make the Instagram Scaldstone. But
I don't
want that either.
I don't think that'd be a good idea.
We've been too many words for way too long on social
well,
media.
that and like it really is Instagram for this podcast specifically.
Yeah, like Dan Cummins, he's got 3 podcasts and each of them have its own Instagram.
Yeah.
So I guess that we're going to follow that kind of template. I'll encourage the boys to make their own sports podcast Instagram, but like I am way too tired to be trying to run multiple Instagrams like that.
This is why we need a whole crew. We need a social media person.
We need a director.
Well, I was just gonna say like a film crew essentially.
Mm-hmm.
We need.
Did you just say social media guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a merch guy. Dustin's the merch guy.
I think Dustin will eventually
I think he's untested
become
so
that.
far, but yeah.
And then we need like obviously the hosts. We need an editor. We need just a bunch of stuff. So hey, if you're willing to do any of that stuff,
we need lawyers.
Why do we need lawyers?
Just in case.
Okay.
It's always just in case.
If you're willing to do any of that stuff for free, to eventually get paid, and be part of something bigger than yourself, DM us or something on Instagram or whatever.
This is truly smaller than you, but it will be bigger than you.
It'll be bigger than you. You'll be part of something bigger than you someday. Like
not more important than you. You are a special gem. But if you wanna, join on the school project,
you got to be able to see the big picture. If you're willing to dedicate your time and effort to us for free, eventually, yes, we will definitely be paying everyone. That is one of my goals personally, but if you're willing to do that, just give us a message and we'll talk to you. We'll work something out. And
you know how I mentioned how we would pay everybody once a year? It'd be like tax returns.
Yeah.
I'd say before we give anybody money after that, we cut it straight in half, and the first half goes strictly
to the podcast
and its equipment. Not a single penny goes into our pockets. It has to go towards product development.
I suppose that could definitely work. It could help us implement paying people sooner, and like we would still be also putting away money for the podcast itself. I don't hate that.
Like January 2024.
Okay.
That's when we pool everything. Okay, we don't touch anything throughout the entire year, and then we pool everything. Cut that in half. First half goes towards podcasting equipment. Okay, not even just for this podcast, but for the Scaldstone brand in general, so nobody's getting cucked. All right, and then we divide that by, as of right now, 5 different people.
5, I don't know. I guess yeah.
I think Hannah gets like a smaller percentage than everybody right now.
Yeah, we're firing Hannah. She hasn't done shit.
I mean, she's never really identified as working for the brand. I've actually made a couple jokes. She does not appreciate that, but
really?
Yeah, she's like, Isaac, I do this because I'm your girlfriend. I don't fucking work for you.
Why don't you ask her if she wants to officially be part of the family then?
Because
I'm gonna do all this shit for you.
You can definitely hassle her. I'm not gonna hassle her.
Since when are you so afraid of Hannah?
I'm not afraid of Hannah. It's just that she's very mean.
Exactly. That's what.
Oh man. But, hey, I wanted to talk first about what I was going to talk about.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Because I feel like what you're going to talk about is going to be a little bit longer, and I think it's better on the back end.
Maybe not, but I don't think so at least. But
so Jordan,
what's up?
Tomorrow,
I have
a guy looking at my truck.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully he buys it for $11,000.
$11,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was talking to me when I had it for $12,000, and I forgot, and I put it down to 11,000. I wonder if I could put it back to 12 without him noticing. But I feel like they get that notification that the price drops.
They do.
They do. Frick! But anyways, yeah, he's gonna do that, and hopefully,
I have a question.
yes.
How transparent have you been about the condition of the truck specifically? About like what you've done, what still needs to be done, everything?
Nothing still needs to be done, exactly.
Well, I mean, have you told people that in whatever many years the frame will need to be replaced?
Not yet.
Okay, so you haven't been entirely transparent.
Well, apparently, let me tell you this. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Apparently, there was a giant Toyota recall for Tacomas for models in 1997 to 2005.
Okay.
Because apparently, those are notorious for having bad frames, and that's why they got recalled, to have all the frames replaced. Which is why that's actually been a common question of how is the frame on my Tacoma.
Well,
and I say the frame is pristine because it fucking is, okay?
Okay. Well, do you know if that your truck got recalled and fixed or not?
I mean, it's between those years, but like, I mean, I fixed it.
Okay. That doesn't really count, but like, so normally when a recall happens, my car actually had a recall on it as well. The airbag was faulty, which is actually a really big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
So I had that replaced, I think twice actually. Pretty sure the dealership I bought it from had it replaced, and I'm pretty sure that when I took my car in for that power steering issue that I had, and didn't have my car for like 3 months. When I took it in, then they replaced it again. So either way, I'm pretty sure my car's good. But like usually when a recall happens, they'll if it's a big deal, they'll take your truck and give you a new one. Which probably would be what happens if it's a frame issue. But if it's not that, then what they'll do is they'll just replace it or fix it for free. Because it's a recall, it's the company's problem.
So you're saying I could have taken this truck to Toyota and they would have just given me a new truck?
Quite possibly. Not well. It would have had to have been of equal or lesser value, but they probably would have fixed it for free. Wow. You maybe still could.
I regret everything that I have done.
I wish you had told me it was under like there was a possible recall on it sooner.
I didn't know about it.
Okay.
I learned about this 2 days ago.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The buyer told me about it.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of neat, I guess. Anyways, you have someone coming to look at your truck tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. If they buy it, I will be without a car all weekend. And then I can purchase a vehicle when this dealership opens back on Monday. It's that 4Runner that I showed you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think of that 4Runner?
I think the truck's better.
Why?
It's a better color. It's got more aftermarket things. You just spent a bunch of money that, honestly, I think that frame will last you a long time.
Yeah.
A lot longer
Honestly,
than...
with the way I don't really just drive a truck to use it like a truck.
I think that frame will last you at least 10 years or more.
No way.
I'm telling you, out of my personal expert opinion,
Well, I don't even think
whatever
I've
that
owned a
means
car
to
for
you.
longer than 2. So, I feel like this is all the same difference when I worry about this bullshit.
I guess, yeah. I that's just my personal opinion and my thoughts on it. But like, obviously you like this 4Runner. I like 4Runners too.
so
They are really pimp.
Well, once upon a time, I was looking for a 4Runner, and I bought a white RAV4.
Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time, I was looking for a 4Runner, and then I saw a YouTube video about Tacomas, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. And then obviously I have been crippling in money because of the sudden things that I needed to do to the Tacoma for me to drive it.
Yeah.
So
The only issue I'm having right now, though, is like you're gonna sell the truck and then buy a vehicle that's gonna take everything, all the money you're getting from the truck, and then you're still gonna be paying for the truck. So
I mean,
you're still gonna be in the same financial issues.
it's actually a personal loan, son. Okay. In essence, the money I owe is for a vehicle. Okay, it's no.
Well, no, okay, so I don't mean in a literal sense, doofus. Come on. I mean, like, you're still going to be paying that off, and you're
Yeah.
going to be in the same financial
Yeah.
issues.
Guess what?
What?
I have $10,000 at least in property.
Yeah.
I trade my property for other property.
Yeah. But you're still paying for it.
Yeah. I'm paying for the rights to a property.
Yeah, I'm just... The point I'm trying to say is you're still going to be in the exact same financial issues.
That's not true. I told you this yesterday.
I guess, what do you mean
The
then?
$10,000 replacement due date in what you think is 10 years.
I think... Unless they did a really shitty job, it's not going to last
didn't.
5 years.
They didn't.
I know they didn't.
They're-
I saw
they're
it. They
the
did
only-
a really good job.
They're like the only licensed people to actually do this.
Exactly.
In the entire Midwest, and they're Marillac Salon Wheel, best place.
They're a great place. Their reputation precedes them. It really does. That's part of the reason why I think
But I
it's
also
gonna
might
last
get-
a while.
I also might get that Prius if the 4Runner doesn't go.
I mean, a Prius in this day and age is a great investment, but like it's a Prius.
What's wrong with Prius?
Don't ask me that
What,
question.
you gonna get on?
You know what's wrong with a
gonna
Prius.
go on a giant gay joke spiel or something?
No, you know what's wrong. They are wimpy vehicles. There is. You thought there was a problem with the power and the vibe? You're gonna have a real issue with the Prius.
Really?
Yes.
Well, what about a Camry?
Well, Camrys they make average horsepower.
What about 4Runner?
4Runners, they have a lot of torque. Not really high in the horsepower,
See, I saw
but
that and like, I could go camping just as easy in that 4Runner as
Yeah.
my intentions with this Tacoma.
yeah.
I like it.
4Runner's good.
Besides, I go into these. This is my second time having a guy look at the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Each time I get closer to the deal, it's like, I would almost be kind of sad if they took it.
Those are just my opinions. I don't really want that to influence what you do. I know you care about my thoughts on the subject.
Oh
so.
yeah, that's why I bring it up to you
Yeah.
all the time. But I don't know. I see this 4Runner and it's a 2007, and I think it's got a couple tens of thousands of miles less than it. And it's also a family car, so I wouldn't even have to worry about getting a different vehicle once I get kids.
Mm-hmm.
And, having a truck bed's nice, but just throw the seats down in the back of a 4Runner. I'm not moving anything crazy. I don't really even haul things ever. And yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted not always, but for a couple of years now, I've wanted a 4Runner. 4Runners look pretty sleek.
4Runners do look really good. I've stated that before.
But technically, for me, this is definitely a win-win situation, because I do believe you when you say it could probably last a lot longer than projected. But at the same time,
I understand that you worry about it. I think you worry about it a bit more than you should.
yeah, it's just
But for me personally, I'd be like, oh, that's fixed. I don't gotta worry about that. If something happens, and it happens. I'll just fix it again.
exactly. I want you as a buyer. Yeah.
No, we tried that. Then you sold it to your grandpa.
Oh, yeah. Shut up. I feel like it's. You know why I did that, right?
Because you wanted money.
No.
You needed money.
I felt like my grandpa was gonna be able to have the actual resources to make that a badass vehicle,
No, that was my entire intention.
Well, I don't know if you had the money and time. My grandpa has the money and time.
I mean, it would have been a slow process. That's the kind of the point of a project
You
car.
can go and buy it off of him.
Yeah, I bet you. I bet you,
$1,100
if I offered him like $1,500, he'd be like, okay. But
you
like,
know what? You have my permission to do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
See, didn't want it enough. Didn't want it enough.
I do want a project car still, though. I tried talking to my grandpa. I don't really want to take on his Pontiac GTO because it's not in good condition at all. It needs probably $20,000-$30,000 worth of work.
Oh, ouch.
But like, it would be something nice to see.
When I get rich, I don't care what condition I find this vehicle in. I am flipping that thing. And that's the 1969
Charger. Those ones are gonna be hard.
It's because they're so rare. Of course, you'd have to take any.
They're
that you can find.
notoriously hard to find these days because of the Dukes of Hazzard and Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. Yep.
They have destroyed so many of them.
Yep.
For entertainment value.
Yep.
And yeah, they used to be really common.
That, my friend, is what you call a tragedy.
Yeah, like if you talk to like people that were adults around the 80s or whatever, they used to be like all over the place. And then you know, studios
so
were buying them.
A couple huge franchises need to just start making movies about the same model Mustang, and then I don't have to see them
Or
anymore.
they can just start making their own cars, which actually is what Fast and Furious started doing. They started literally replicating cars because there wasn't any they could have. Because
Tom needs another Charger.
one of those was obviously the Lykan Hypersport. I'm sure you're familiar with that car.
Oh, yeah. Isn't there like 10 of those?
Yeah, in existence there.
They had to use one of them?
They did have one real one, but they made 3 additional fake ones.
For stunts.
Yes.
Cool. I'm pretty sure like the people who owned that Lykan Hypersport were like, yeah, you can like have it sitting in frame.
Mm-hmm. The real one, the only real one was the one that they were like the still shots ones. All the other ones were stunt cars. For Fast and Furious Live. They did a recreation of one. And they didn't have an engine or anything. It just had wheels, an axle, and like not even a steering wheel.
Do you have any idea how they pulled that stunt off? Because I don't believe they had a car go from one building to the next.
No, that was CGI. It was they did do like I think a jump maybe with one of the replica cars, but I really want to get into the story about this other Lykan Hypersport, the Fast and Furious Live, because that's a really interesting story. So they had this one that just had wheels, axle, and it was just the body essentially. Someone bought it, and then someone else bought it from them, and someone else bought it from them.
Now
And that person, well, we'll get to that. That person was part of a school that did car like body work and like engineering. It was like an engineering school or something like that.
Of course.
And they put in lots of money, time, and effort, and it was a school project car. And they pretty much essentially completely recreated a real Lykan Hypersport. So much so that Lykan, the company, was in contact with them. They didn't really do anything.
They didn't sue them, did they?
No, they were incredibly supportive of this project.
Oh, that's awesome.
They sent them a real badge for the car.
Wow.
And now this car is officially licensed as a 100% legitimate Lykan Hypersport.
That is so sick.
Because you're right, though. There is 10 in existence. There was only 9.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I wonder how I knew that.
I don't know. Probably Google. But
yeah.
No, I actually love that story. I could probably send you a YouTube video about it or two.
Fun.
It was like a series, but no, it was really, really cool. And then Fast and Furious, a lot of that. What?
Was that your girlfriend?
I don't have one of those.
You're walking.
No one wants to touch me or even
Wonder
kiss
if
me.
It's crazy how you're walking but you've been sitting.
No, it was. I don't remember what I want. I forgot already. And then Fast and Furious, they in one of their stunt cars, they just pretty much jumped from one green screen block to another, and they only did it once.
Okay, so Jordan, how would you feel if I went from the truck to the 4Runner?
I'd be like, okay.
How would you feel if I went from the truck to the Prius?
I'd be like, okay.
How would you feel if I went from the truck to a Camry?
I'd be like, okay.
Okay. I feel like
So it's
you
like
the Camry less.
It's like,
That was
okay.
a slower okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I do like the Camry less. That's just...
So you're saying best case scenario, I keep the truck.
Yes.
Second best case scenario, I get the 4Runner.
I'd say the Prius and the 4Runner are closer to equal, but maybe just Prius is like... So say like getting the 4Runner is like 98% a yes. The Prius is like 97.9%.
Did you see the tires on that 4Runner?
Yeah.
I think it's definitely ready for like the winter.
Yeah. You know off-road tires are stupid expensive, right?
Yeah. That's actually what I'm going to tell the seller. Like, hey, you can definitely profit off these tires if you don't like them.
And I'm not talking about rims either. I'm talking about tires.
Yep, off-road tires. Seriously, I've been to so many tire shops, they say, hey, you might as well just get all seasons. All seasons are just fine.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is there anything that you wanted to cover still? Because there is something I wanted.
All I'm hoping is that no matter what happens tomorrow, I just hope I don't regret what I do. Jordan, overall, I am a lot smarter of a person than I portray myself. Okay? But the only mistake that I keep consistently making is fucking car related. I swear to God.
I don't think the Tacoma was a mistake. In the end.
In the end. Honestly, it is definitely, as I said, a win-win.
If I was there with you when you initially bought it, I would have told you, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But, like, I think now it was a good investment, and it was fine. But
And
like,
I've been able to manage the loan every week better. I've been off the loan the last couple weeks to afford Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I'll be working an extra day more.
I was gonna say, are you gonna be working more? Okay.
Yeah, I'll be working more. So basically, I mean, when it comes to, okay, roughly I get a little bit more than $300 per paycheck right now, but obviously it turns into immediately I have to work with like $200 every week because of the loan, or even less. It really is depressing on some of those weeks where I get paid and then I get that Rocket Mortgage notification, hey, you have less than $200. It's like, oh, okay, great. But
I constantly live with less than $200 in my bank account.
With this extra day that I'll be working, I'll be going technically what my paychecks are now without subtracting the loan. So I'll be making like 400 something per week. Subtract the loan, I have $300 to work with every week. And yeah, everything will be just a little bit easier. And then in the summer, when I probably just have one class, everything will be way easier.
I think there's a lot of respect to you for going to school during the summer as well. I respect people a lot that go to school during the summer.
My stepmom, she did UNI in just 3 years because she went during the summer. Since I am a part-time student, I am forcing myself to do summer classes because I don't know, I don't want to be at DMAC for 5 years, you know? So, so for my first semester of college, I was supposed to do this class called College Experience. Everybody makes fun of this class.
You were doing it, weren't you?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay.
I did it. I beat it.
You beat it.
Yeah. I got a B+ in it.
Okay.
Sorry for those that I've told earlier. Obviously, I said I got all A's. No, I recently got my grades. I got a B+. I'm not surprised. I kind of just laid off on like the last few things in that class because like it's college experience. It's one credit. It weighs a lot less than the other classes that I took overall on my GPA. You know, a B plus is not going to kill anybody.
Yeah.
But anyways, I got a 97 and 94% in my other two classes. So suck it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, in this college experience class, we were talking about. What were we guys talking about?
I don't know.
Frick. Oh, dude, you're the worst. What were we
What?
talking about before the class?
Wait.
Oh
what?
yeah.
I'm confused. Okay.
We had for an assignment, we had to map out our entire time at DMAC, what classes we would take in what semesters, and would have to reach our credits, and it would have to fit the criteria of the degree that we were under, right?
Okay.
And so after I mapped everything out with 1 or 2 classes in every summer semester, I will be graduating this time right now. Okay, so like the last day of this semester was around the 13th. Exactly 3 years from now, I will be done with DMAC.
Okay.
I guess I'll be saying this in an episode that airs in the middle of January. Exactly 2 years and 11 months from now, I'll be graduating from DMAC.
Well, I mean... Oh, wait, so it would take you another half a semester? Or, like, another semester?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like an even number of semesters, it'd be an odd...
No, I was definitely not consistent with the amount of credits I would take in the summer.
Okay.
But it's all good.
So you say, like, essentially 3.5 years total of school.
I will be done after the
right?
fall semester of 2025. So around Christmas time.
So yeah, 3.5 years total.
And the best part about that, Jordan, I keep thinking about how you say that I could probably just apply to some dream jobs after this DMAC stuff, because I've definitely taken the classes, and during those classes, I will keep on building material. Okay, this podcast not only promotes the website, which also the website promotes my writing work and my writing style and my techniques and my creativity and all that jazz. The podcast, especially with Isaac Narrates, hopefully lands me a voice acting.
You're really kind of on this voice acting thing.
I really want to try it. I think it's a really fun thing to do, like on the side of a creative career. I just want to do a bunch of different career moves. I want my voice to be like a trademark. Okay.
So, the only, like, you have a good voice, yeah, but like you don't really do a lot of voices. You just have the Isaac voice.
Yeah.
So, like, your voice acting would just be you.
I mean, I can definitely do other voices. I mean, I've done Fago. I've done Dub Smoke. Okay. I've never.
Fago was just you with a Spanish accent.
Yeah.
Dub Smoke is just you, but.
I'm just here for a good time, baby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like the thing of voice acting.
I mean, not really, but yeah. I mean, I don't.
What do you
it's not that
expect?
I'm saying you can't do it. It's just that I'm saying voice acting. Some people might require you to be able to have a very wide range and expect you to be able to do something that
Oh,
you
you think I
can't do.
don't have a wide range?
No,
Really?
no, I do
Jordan,
not.
in what situation would I ever need to do that in front of you?
I mean, I didn't say you would ever need to. I just said like. So like,
I promise
professional
you,
voice actors, they just do it. Like,
I promise you, I feel like I got it.
okay, I mean,
It's okay.
okay,
I believe in it.
okay.
I believe in myself because.
I mean, I believe in you too. I'm not
No,
like I
I
said.
believe in myself, so you don't have to believe in me. It's
Okay.
already quite obvious you don't.
Okay.
But anyways,
I just said that I. Okay. You're
it's
rude.
okay, Jordan.
He's rude.
It's okay.
He's so rude, isn't he?
You can't say that. You were just rude. But anyways,
I was not.
but Jordan, what are you trying to do with 2023?
That was supposed to be my bit. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's your bit. You said you wanted to bring just a little bit more expectations.
Well,
for
I wanted to be
2023
more
in.
specific. I wanted to be like, what do you want to do for your career? Like, what are your career goals for 2023?
Career goals for 2023?
Yeah.
Career goals for 2023.
Yep.
Well, how long have we been doing this? 35 minutes?
Made it about halfway.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'm ashamed of you.
Yeah, I'm ashamed of me too. I am nothing but a disappointment.
It's okay. Let's see. As I did previously say in the last episode, I think.
Do you want to use your camera?
Do we want to use my camera? No, I feel like that would take too long to set up.
I mean, not really, but sure.
I'm not sure. To be really honest, as I previously stated in an episode, I definitely want intros and outros for everything that we do.
Speaking of that, did you do anything about the music, the background music?
Yeah, I don't do it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you have just turned the volume down on it a little bit?
I could have.
Okay. I would have been okay with that. Like I said, I never.
So I think it has everything to do with Anchor being a little bit temperamental. The last month and a half, I've had to apply background music to the same freaking audio twice, because the first time it wouldn't play it when I played it back. The second time it would. I think the last month it has ignored. Jordan, whenever it does, whenever it gives me a sample of what it would sound like in the background of the audio, it gives me a little bit of a volume slider, and it's 75% of the way up. I have always turned it down to probably about 30%. I think it has been ignoring it because it's been making me apply it twice. I think there's some sort of freaking glitch in the platform. So
That's quite possibly
so I
true.
think I'm just gonna not do it at all. I want to get I don't know. We have so many friends that do music. I think we can get with Darren. Do a short tune that is original.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that so subtly in the background of the entire audio, and then I don't know, louder versions of that or something similar to that in the beginning and the end.
I think that would be neat.
Because I feel like if we have a jingle, that's just a little bit more in the headspace of our fans, and that gives a little bit more of an opportunity for our fans to spread that to other people.
They get that jingle stuck in their head and be like,
Yeah.
man, I want to go listen to Too Many Words podcast now.
It's hey, why are you humming like you're dying? Oh, it's Too Many Words podcast. It's actually an intro of the music to Isaac and Jordan beating the life out of Mason.
Yeah.
I don't say that with red in my eyes at all. Okay, I just like teasing Mason. Mason's really just going to be one of those anomalies that, he's fired, but he's definitely not going to be fired like anybody else we have to fire ever.
He'll be on again.
Yeah.
You'll see him again.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He's already talked to me a couple times. Hey, JJ Watt just retired. I'm like, yeah, crazy.
I knew about this 6 minutes ago.
So, yeah.
Oh, what were we
Career
doing?
goals.
Career goals.
2023.
Well, you didn't answer the question.
Intros and outros.
That's not a career goal.
Okay. What do you
I'm talking about a real career goal.
I mean, what do you...
Do you want to make any big steps towards your dream job, or do you want to do anything different with your current job? Do you want to get another job? Do you want to get a new job? What do you want to do?
I did say that I have been thinking about getting just a 1 day a week job at Barnes and Noble, but that was just kind of fuck it.
I was recently talking about Barnes and Noble with some of my friends at work. We were talking about their Lego sets and how they're overpriced.
They have Lego sets?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. They might be overpriced just because of the same reason why milk is overpriced at a gas station. You wouldn't expect a Lego set at a freaking bookstore.
No, so milk is overpriced at a gas station because
you're
of
paying
convenience.
For the convenience, yeah.
Yes. Lego sets are overpriced at Barnes and Noble because Barnes and Noble is overpriced.
Barnes and Noble is overpriced. I will agree with that, but Barnes and Noble It's like a wonderland of.
Don't get me wrong, it's an amazingly wonderful place. First vinyl I ever bought, Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. That's where I bought it. It's Barnes & Noble, the really big one up the road.
They have pretty sick vinyls. When I was driving that white Cavalier, Chevy Cavalier, it could only play radio or DVDs or no CDs.
Mm-hmm.
I had a pretty sick CD collection for a little bit. I think you know about that. I had Eminem albums. I had Kendrick Lamar albums. I had Nickelback albums. You know what's insane? We have 20 more minutes until we hit an hour on this episode. I've been needing to poop for the last 15.
Okay.
Do I take the quickest bathroom break ever?
No. We're going to talk about... are you done with that segment? Because I don't really have any career goals other than...
I mean, I don't expect to do anything major except just keep on keeping on. You know, I think
that's a good answer.
I keep on putting out material. I keep on with this job that I have because it's probably the best job I could have right now, working with what I'm doing, everything that I'm doing. You know, it's like the worst part about my job is that I have to wake up at 6:30 and go there. That's literally it. You know what? That is perfect. Okay? Because that means I'm up in the morning, and then I get off at 4. Cool. I have at least 6 hours to do whatever I want after work, and those are on the full days too. Oh God.
All right, so my only career goals are like...
A good time.
Really?
I am.
I'll make this quick. My only career goals are...
Wait. Can I go to the bathroom while you do this? I'm dying, bro.
You cannot be dying that bad.
3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I'll even leave my
It's
phone
not
here.
about the length that's the issue. It's about just you being gone.
People were gone during the phone.
Fine, just fucking go. Hey, Jordan. Say something funny.
Jordan, explain your career goals.
I don't know. I want to be more dedicated to my current job, and also I want to get the podcast making us money. But like I know, like I said in my predictions, that's not gonna happen until 2024. I'm okay with that.
I farted. I don't have to go anymore.
You're joking, right?
I promise that was not a setup.
You can't tell the difference?
Dude, one time I gambled with a fart back when I was...
I mean, don't get me
14.
wrong, I have too.
Okay? The worst part is, I pooped my pants when I was at my dad's friend's house and I was sitting in their chair watching Gabriel Iglesias.
Okay.
And then I felt something wet on my foot.
On your foot?
Yeah, it was the way I was sitting, okay? I didn't get all the way down to my foot, okay? I was sitting on my feet.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
I was 14, okay? I just sat weird ways.
I mean, you still do that.
Yes, of course. Don't be surprised.
I don't fucking know
That's
anymore.
the promo.
I shat on my foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be more dedicated to my current job. And then I kind of want to, like... I'd like to be somewhere else, because like I said, me department, it was not in the plans ever. So hopefully within this next year, I do get to a management position of some sort, because that's my goal right now. I just want to get to management. I don't care where. Just want to get there.
Spend 7 years anywhere.
Yeah. A big problem with it is the grind store. It's kind of become a reoccurring thing for several people, actually.
Are you safe to say this?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I don't really care. It's fine.
Does Hy-Vee care?
They don't listen to this.
Okay, but until then. Until one day.
I don't know. It'll
I don't
be
want you to get sued,
it'll be
brother.
several years down the line where like everything will be different. So
We could still get sued, brother.
no, we couldn't. That'd be fine.
Okay, because like you're saying it on this podcast, yeah, we could get our business sued, brother. Which is why we need to get lawyers.
Okay. I think the biggest thing that would happen is they just fire me, but I'm not really talking bad about them.
No.
I've worked for Hy-Vee for a long time. They're a company I do love.
The only reason why I ever make fun of Hy-Vee, this is actually a thought that I've had.
Well,
The
they've
other
screwed
day.
you over, so
This is a thought that I've had the other day. I come off so much angrier towards things than I actually am for like actually a lot of things. At this point, when I share hatred towards like a lot of things, it's mostly just because it's the joke now, you know. The only reason why I ever have disliked Hy-Vee is because of what they did to me in Urbandale.
yeah.
Never what they did in Grimes. Okay.
Grimes was a good experience for you.
Grimes was fun. You know, I played with soaps and stuff like that. I actually really did educate myself. A lot of people will think that I joined the freaking health and beauty section for other reasons, but like legit, when I was working at Walgreens and they had me work in the beauty section a couple times, and it's like, you know, there's some really neat stuff for my hair and skin over here. And there was a chapter in my life where I really did care about like the quality of my skin. You know,
I can't
you can,
remember.
You
Did
can
you
keep yourself looking young and stuff?
Did you ever work at both Hy-Vee and Walgreens at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember that for sure.
Yeah.
That was
There was
wild
definitely-
times.
There was definitely times where like there would be customers that would see me at Hy-Vee and they're like, "Do you work at Walgreens?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Okay, good," because I swore I saw you like yesterday. At Walgreens.
That happened with Cheyenne. You remember that girl that we saw at Panera? She was pretty cool.
Yeah, we saw her at Hy-Vee too.
She works both places.
Yeah.
I thought she just stopped working at Hy-Vee and worked at Panera now, but like, no, like it was weird because like I saw her at Panera and then the next day I saw her at Hy-Vee. I was like,
There would be times where like I walk away from that because I always say, yeah, I work at Walgreens, but like, what if one day I just decided I've never worked at Walgreens a day in my life, and they walk away thinking they're freaking crazy.
that would have been hilarious. That would have been so
But
funny.
that was when I had like the signature bleach blonde hair. You couldn't miss it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then there was the time I quit Walgreens, and for like a few weeks, maybe actually a couple months, I worked at the factory and then the health and beauty section. I had to run home, get all the
Wait, factory?
EP2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had to like run home, get all the grime off of me, and then look like a person that works in health and beauty. It's like they were complete polar opposites, and I actually had thought about like recording what
There was
my,
also a brief time where you only worked at Hy-Vee in the health and beauty.
Yeah, there was. That was actually a really relaxing period. I think it was actually around this time right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
My last day at Walgreens was the last day of 2022, or the very first day of the last day of 2021, maybe the first day of 2022. Either way, same area of time.
Yeah.
But that was actually a very fun experience. I don't really have anything against anybody.
I kind of
at
miss the
Grimes.
Walgreens era. Walgreens.
There are times where I'm like, I miss the Walgreens era too, but like Dustin and I, we tore that place to the ground. There's a couple people that I've never worked with, but I've let know that I used to work there.
Yeah.
I walked in there yesterday. Remember how I got those markers?
Yeah.
Or maybe a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Hey, you used to work here, yeah?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, we've gone through like 4 managers in the last 3 months."
You're kidding me.
Dude, when I worked there, we had James, and he was there for 3 years. As soon as he was gone, everything went to shambles, dude. It's actually kind of a sad thing to see.
And I kind of wonder if. No, I don't want to get into it. Yeah, that's wild. That's really wild, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a job for Isaac. Yeah. No.
Actually, they were like in the midst of quitting. Okay, I was like the only like, no offense, Dustin, all offense, Tony. I was like the only like younger dude there that worked there that actually like worked past his 2 week notice.
Oh, you did?
No, no, like worked like, hey, here's my 2 week notice. I work those 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Dustin kind of just
Stop showing up. I
stopped
remember
going.
that.
So did Tony, and so like
I told you, Tony.
they were like low key begging me to just take like a shift lead spot. That's like, hey, we'll give you a monetary raise. They were like saying, hey, we'll give you money. We'll give you extra dollars on the hour. And it's like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't deal with it anymore. I hate being. That's what pisses me off the most is me getting roped in with other people's shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, some days I was not the best worker there. Okay, we all have those days where it's like, hey, you could have been better. But like, yeah, I was just over the gossip. Okay, right now I'm working the best job I've ever had. You know why?
Why?
Because there's no customer service, and there's no gossip. Okay, and I don't know what needed to happen. I don't know what environment needs to take on in the workplace for there not to be gossip. But like, not to sound sexist, but like, I don't work with any women in my department, you know. But honestly, at the same time, there was no women that were talking shit about me at Walgreens. It was an old man that was talking shit about me at Walgreens. But that's just a stupid misogyny joke.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, yeah, there are times where it's like, hey, I wish I could like just take a weekend to go back to the simplicity of working with Dustin at Walgreens and Kelly.
Life was a lot simpler back then
It
for
was a
all
lot
of us.
simpler. Like the only thing complicated was me trying to get into the military, and that was only something that I like really addressed like, I don't know, once a week, once every 2 weeks, and then eventually not at all. So.
That's so wild that they just dropped you off the face of the earth. This is
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, see, what I would have a much better time thinking about the military if they were just transparent with me.
Mm-hmm.
If they just told me everything. Like, hey, could you like not ghost me? Could you both branches, Army National Guard and the Navy, not just stop texting me and instead stop wasting my time and just tell me, hey, because of your medical history, you can't be in the military. Okay? You know how many times I had to go back and print my medical history for 2 freaking scummy recruiters? And it was just so ridiculous. They didn't care, okay? And now I get freaking hounded on Facebook for making fun of the fact that all branches are not going to make their quota for the year on recruiting. I made a diss on Facebook about it, and I had a bunch of ex-military people hound me for it. It's like, dude, you don't know what I went through. And that's actually what pisses me off. Okay, I will always respect the veterans, but like, on a personal note, some of y'all talk too much shit and pretend that you know shit that you don't. Okay, people, I don't know. People who have never walked in my personal footsteps, you know, just because they did go through the recruiting process and did go to the military, they think that they know what I went through, but honestly they don't. You know, you obviously didn't get ghosted, you obviously got in.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, I don't know, that's what bothers me.
I think that's understandable.
I don't know why I keep looking back at the camera that's not on.
Yeah. It's all good. All right. I want to talk about New York Trip 2.0.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we definitely all intended on going back because we didn't do so much stuff.
I told you that my next vacation we were going to do it. We're not doing that.
Okay. Next vacation
My
after
life
that.
is no. My life is too much of. My life is just
Too much of a
it's
trip
fucking
anyways.
crazy right now.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give you a full date. I'm gonna schedule everything eventually. This is gonna be it.
Is it happening this year?
We're gonna go New Year's 2023, like 2024.
2024.
We're gonna see the ball drop in person.
Damn, bro. That could be like a $5,000 trip.
Yeah, I know. But
Damn, bro.
it's gonna be one of those life-changing experiences
Okay,
again.
well, I'm gonna try to save as much money as possible during the summer then.
It's gonna be one of those life-changing
I'll
experiences,
have to
and it's gonna be
refinance my freaking loan.
100% worth it, I think.
Honestly,
If it doesn't happen then,
I
it
didn't
will
expect it to
will
happen
happen
this
the
soon.
following New Year's.
Since you don't like Christmas, we should just go during Christmas and into the New Year's.
See, that was the thought initially, but I don't think I could pull that off with work.
Really? All I need to do is just say, hey, I'm going to be gone for a week. And they're going to be like, okay, you're not getting paid. And I'm going to be like, I know. And they're like, okay.
I mean, honestly, the best I could probably do is like the 27th to like the 3rd or something like that.
Oh,
But like
back it up to the 2nd.
26th to
Yeah.
the... That might be a little rough too, though.
Why?
Because, I mean,
I think
depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing will depend on the difficulty of doing that, to be honest. But, yeah.
we have no clue what we're doing in a year, Jordan.
I just realized I left my pizza at work. That makes me sad.
Oh, that is sad. Jordan, we got 4 minutes left till an hour. Any last words, brother?
You get a free t-shirt. Email us at toomanyWordsPodcast@gmail.com.
Hey, shut up.
Okay.
I'm going to make a small audio sample, and then I can export that on Audacity and put it on the drive. I want to just have me do just a small, short voice message, and maybe even you do your own. One of us is at the front, one is on the back end. Okay, and that's our intro and outro.
You want
right
something we could do? I could download Voice Mod, log into my account, and we can make a sound bite out of it, and we could just push a button and have it play during the podcast instead of having to say it every time.
Yeah.
Like an actual ad read.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. Yeah. Because I've been thinking about that. Like, we're not sponsored by anybody. We're not trying to promote
I forgot
any
something
products.
else.
But like, we could certainly promote what we're doing, stuff like that.
I
would
forgot
really
the
like
I
that.
forgot the podcast laptop because it's ready.
I was gonna actually ask you about that today. I don't know why. A part of me would figure just like, oh yeah, he's just gonna bring that back when it's ready.
Yeah, no, I that was one of the things I forgot to do. I'm sorry.
Honestly, Jordan, I barely planned for this episode. I really liked what we talked about.
It was good. It was a good episode.
But,
Instagram shoutouts, any of them?
we haven't recorded in 3 days. Yeah, no Instagram followers.
Oh dang.
But anyways, guys, our podcast is available on Spotify, Google and Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Our YouTube also has the sports podcast if you're interested in that. Give us 5-star rating, okay? Help us with that algorithm. Have us get suggested to others. Share the podcast with your friends, family. It doesn't matter. And not only support us through listening and viewership, help us
Support
out on
us
social
on
media.
the Patreon. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, help us
And
on
the Patreon.
What's the Patreon called? Seth?
I'll find out.
It's either under Skullstone Productions or Too Many Words Podcast. It might be more fitting to be under Skullstone Productions, but honestly, this is your baby. You need.
I think
whatever you want.
we could easily create a separate Patreon for something else if we needed to.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of separate Patreons.
I'm not a fan of altogether Patreons.
Okay. But anyways,
Damn it, Isaac.
if you want to support us, not only on the podcast, please rate us 5 stars. But support us on social media, okay? Our @ on Instagram is @Too Many Words Podcast. On Facebook, TikTok, and probably something else. Skullstone Productions. That's our name. And of course, everything else can be found on theskullstone.com. If I missed anything at all. We don't really have a Twitter presence just yet. Until then, I won't really shout
Twitter's
out
gonna be
any
sports
Twitter.
podcast, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta rebrand the Twitter as well. since
The
we
Twitter was never
rebranded.
branded, so you could never.
It technically was. We were posting on it. That was just
Were
something
we?
that I kind of just started, but didn't really tell you because it was just the
Oh.
sports one, you know. But Jordan, tell these people to check out thescaldstone.com.
Check out thescaldstone.com. You can find everything you need there regarding Scaldstone Productions and the Too Many Words podcast and Running and Defending.
Raining
and defending. I forgot it. I'm a terrible podcast host.
Okay, hey, it's not even on there right now.
What? Okay.
But maybe it is by the time this episode
Maybe,
comes out.
maybe.
This episode...
oh, that one was awful.
This episode goes out to my Aunt Jackie and Uncle Oliver. Because right across the room, you can't see it right now, but is one of the last pieces of the studio decor that I bothered to put in right now. It's my signed Jose Canseco that I got for my 19th birthday or 20th birthday. It looks really nice. Thank you for giving me that back. They looked after it while I was moving around a few times in 2022 and 2021.
Oh, yeah, that was
With that said, okay. I really have to go poop now, so I'm going to go.
Hang on.
What?
When does, being incredibly vague here, when does the big thing come in?
I haven't gotten an email. Hopefully it's here by the next recording. We have a whole week. Better be here by the next recording.
Okay. So, this episode for me goes out to,
You're ending this. I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah, okay.
Love you, bye!
Love you too, bye.
1, 2, 3, amen.
Yeah, he said amen. This episode goes out to... Oh, who does this episode go out to today? Let me think here. I'm gonna have to think. You know, I had a good one from pretty early on in my life, but I don't remember who it was. Gonna have some silence here because I'm thinking too damn hard. Let me think here. Let me think. So, I've known a lot of people by the name of James in my life. Specifically, I am talking about one from very, very early on in my life when I lived in the Quad Cities. So James, this goes out to you. Thank you, buddy. I haven't spoken to you in literally like 19, maybe 18 years, maybe 17. I don't know. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Amen.